absolutely a necessity, in my opinion, whether you're starting out or whether you have a business, is to have that business plan. I view it as pretty much a blueprint, so to speak, a kind of a roadmap of where you're going to take your business, okay? And it's very important, and usually when it comes up, the business planning process is when you're starting a business, it's because you're needing capital, you need investors, okay? So you've got to establish what it is that you're going to sell, and ultimately you got to tell the good story. The kind of the main reason that obviously that you establish a business is because you have to go get some funding, and so you got to tell your story, what the vision is for your company and the strategy and how you plan on getting there. It's very important, and also attracting employees. Ultimately, the key there is, telling your story, making it realistic, there's various kinds of business plans that are out there, but probably the most common that you hear utilized is a traditional business plan. If you are a business that's starting out, and let's say you have to go the SBA route, it's a requirement that you have a business plan. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, if you do have this business plan, it's just going to make your life a little easier when you're going for that funding, and it's going to eliminate some of the back and forth as that lender or investor is trying to learn about your company to see if they're going to put the capital behind you. So starting out, when you're essentially putting your business plan together and you're projecting things out, on how you're going to do, you generally see that go out 3 to 5 years, okay? For an existing business, in addition to going out, you're generally providing information that is, 3 to 5 years historical, information. So, but, generally speaking, the business plan will encompass at least, a good 3-year window into the future on how you see things going. A common thing that's, and something that trips, some small businesses and folks starting out is, really truly telling their story. But when they provide some financial projections and things, they don't really have the support behind them. Okay, that's what we see. They seem like they're a little bit unrealistic. So when developing that plan, you sort of want to talk to some experts, talk to folks in that industry, talk to some accountants, and really with the numbers that you put on paper, provide some good backup support for that. What we see maybe is a lack of support with some of financial projections, which, we always have to temper down a bit, and, dealing with a lot of industries, we can kind of tell what's realistic and what's not. That's probably, the biggest thing that I see is just that lack of good, solid support behind the numbers. Always fluid, okay? You always have to test that. You should always be, monitoring how you're doing. You got to make adjustments. Just because you make a business plan doesn't mean you're going to be successful, okay? What that is going to do, though, it's going to set you on that path that gives you a better chance to be successful, okay? Because ultimately the folks that are analyzing your business plan, they're analyzing the risk of that. You have to sell that business plan to yourself first, though, okay? Once you put that plan to print, if it doesn't make sense to you, how's it going to make sense to anybody else? So, very, critical, component for sure.